Hello guys and welcome to What the Tech episode 25. My name is Adam Lobo.
And I'm Vernon.
And thank you so much for joining us once again. And this week, we're going to try something a little different once again. Instead of the news driving the show, we decided to come up with a very interesting test, which is the Ultra Smartphone Blind Test. The reason why is because a lot of phones claim like they're Ultra. So we wanted to have all of the Ultras stacked together, the S25 Ultra, the Pura 80 Ultra, and also, what's the third one?
Xiaomi.
The Xiaomi 15 Ultra. So we wanted to combine both and to really find out if we do not know which picture is from where, which is which, right? And probably based on your experience being in the industry for so long, maybe Xiaomi has a certain look to it or Samsung has a certain look to it. So we do not know which is which. So this is something side behind the scenes, and we are going to be going through that as a different way of presenting in this particular show. The second thing is that we have finally downloaded and installed the public beta of iOS 26 and also iPadOS 26. This is not my main phone. This is last year's iPhone 15 Pro Max because I'm still very, very skeptical about doing it as my main device.
Phones.
Nice. And of course, anyone who wants to install public beta, it is very advisable for you to back up your phone if you're going to use it on your main phone, but preferably try not to do that.
Disclaimer, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Oh my God.
I took a risk. Took a risk.
And then the tech
Just
news.
for you guys.
Yeah,
took a
that's
risk
true.
for you guys.
And then the tech news roundup, we have three very quick tech news. Number one, the Vivo X Fold5 is released in Malaysia with a very interesting price to rival the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7.
Price, indeed.
Samsung now has another brand new lineup for the S series. Last week was different. This week was rumored differently. And then we have Australia banning YouTube for under 16 years old. So we're going to be talking about that. And then under our favorite Vernon section, which is the Who Asked for This? It's based on a camera control button, not one. So it's rumored to have two on the iPhone 17 Pro. We're going to be talking about that. This time around, the commodity segment was a little more exciting compared to last week because we have 265 votes in total, which shows how much people really like this. Because you know how we have come to a point whereby like we are used to things not having the fact that the capabilities of removing the battery or IR blasters, SD card slot, headphones jack. So we asked you all which particular one did you all feel like you missed the most or classic phone features, and the answer was the removable battery as the highest. So we're going to discuss that and also go through the comments and reactions as well. Video releases recap. If you're watching this video right now, which is on a Saturday, yesterday we released our in-depth review of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, Z Flip 7. The reason why that video is going to be a little different is because we wanted to tell people and show that video for people who have never used a Flip as their main device and switching from a regular phone to a Flip. So that is what that video is for. So if you ever thought about it, that could be great for you. And also we'll discuss what are the other reels that we have also released as well. So yes, let's first start off with our Ultra Smartphone Blind Test. Like I said, the reason why we did this was because of the fact that we want to find out which is which. Number one, we want to test our knowledge whether or not we can really tell which is which. I probably will just quickly write here on to see who is the winner on the score. So I'll just put here Vernon and then I'll just put here Adam. So we'll see who gets
winner
correct.
on the score, as in.
Meaning like how many.
This is
we got
literally
correct.
a blind test.
Yeah.
We're going to be blindfolded? No?
We're not going to be blindfolded.
We're going to close our eyes.
We're going to show the screen here.
Okay.
And then it's going to be three different pictures.
Okay.
And then we need to tell which is the Xiaomi, which is the Samsung, and which is the HUAWEI. And then the next slide we'll find out whether or not we're correct.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the price?
What's the price? One big hug and kiss.
Okay, worth it.
All right. So this time around, behind the decks is Syed Hassan Al Gadri. He is behind the deck. So not only he did this particular presentation using Canva. So Canva, if you're watching, sponsor us. Thank you. But also at the same time, we have, like I said, double slides. There is a total of 10 pictures. And then we'll be going through one without the exact name, and the second one is with the name, right? So you need to remember which you said yes, and then we kind of know which is which, yeah? Okay, so I will just create like a template here. Picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, and then mine will be picture 1.
You make a
picture
note
2.
of it.
Yeah, I'll make a note of it. I think that'll be much easier. Okay, so let's switch into that. So Syed, let's just quickly go into that. So if you guys are watching this, if you're listening, I think it's going to be a little harder, but I would highly suggest for you all to check out the YouTube version of this for you all to probably guess along with us and let us know if you all got it correctly as well. Yeah. Okay. So
you look impressed.
The impressed. I don't look very impressed. I look like huh. So it's a very interesting picture selection. So yes, as you can see, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, the Pura 80 Ultra, and the S25 Ultra. So it is the Ultra blind test to find out whether or not we can get it correct. So that's the first thing. So let's look at the very first picture. Okay, that's interesting. So this is a front camera test. It is not a portrait mode, right? So I feel... Okay, you go first.
Wow, this is tough. I feel the first is the S25.
Okay, so you said picture 1 is S25. Okay, then picture 2?
I'm gonna go Xiaomi for the second one.
Xiaomi.
And the third obviously will be Pura.
Xiaomi, and then the third one
I don't think
is
I'm right, but
Pura.
I'm just guessing.
Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna...
If this is a clue, it's the FOV. So you can tell that's a wider lens.
I am a little confident on this. Probably
because you know the specs and I don't.
No, it's not about the specs. It's about the color. And I might be wrong.
And also the specs as well.
I might be wrong.
I think.
Specs I can never remember, to be completely honest.
Already?
But okay, let's see. For me, the first one looks the ugliest. So I feel that's the Huawei Pura 80 Ultra. Because I know the front cameras for Huawei has always been not the best, right? So I'm going to say the picture 1 is the Pura. And then picture number 2 would be the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. I might be wrong. And then...
I think you're right.
The third one, because it's a little more saturated, which is a Samsung thing. So that could be S25. Again, this is not a color accurate monitor. Maybe from a certain angle it's different. But for y'all as an audience, y'all will get a nice B-roll of this. Okay, so the third one I would say is the S25. Okay, drum roll. Let's see what is the answer. Oh my God, I got all correct.
We got this correct. Yeah.
Okay, so I got all of it. Yay! Put like a drum, happy claps, thing. Yay! So I've got all correct. So the answer is that. So I'm just gonna highlight here to know that I got this. And by the way, context is raining very heavily, so this is gonna be fun. For you, let me just see. For you, you got the S25 wrong. The middle one, you are correct. So you got 1 correct compared to me getting all correct.
Because I kind of know from the color signs of the Leica that it's a little bit understated.
And it's also more like real life. Yeah, correct. But I want to know, why did you choose the first one as the S25?
To be honest, I wasn't sure because, like I said, it's the lens.
Okay.
Because this is much wider than the other two.
That's a good point.
Because I'm not familiar with the specs of the front camera, I just have to guess. It was either the S25 or
I feel like
the Pura.
This is a trick picture, the third one.
It is a trick picture.
Samsung has a wide angle selfie as well. Right. So they have 2 different selfies. Yeah. And he intentionally, just to screw up with our minds, he used...
They tricked us.
Yeah, he tried to trick us. See, he's putting a thumbs up. We need to get a camera for side moving forward. Okay, so looks like the current score...
Mr. Adam Lobo.
Thank you. The current score is 3-1, but we have 10 pictures, so far is this. Now let's look into the next picture.
Front camera again.
Oh, this is a portrait mode. I think that's what Syed did, right? Okay, so highlight. Okay, so Vernon, let's start with you again.
Okay.
This is for picture number 2.
I would say the first is the S25.
Okay, so first is S25.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the second?
Second would be the Pura.
Okay.
And the final one would be the Xiaomi.
Third one is Xiaomi.
He didn't trick us this time. It's similar.
I'm going to say that number 2 is Pura because the Pura's age... Oh, no, wait. The other one is the age detection. Tak boleh pakai. Okay, I'm going to say the first one, Xiaomi. Okay, so the picture 1, I'm going to say Xiaomi because I remember the age detection for Xiaomi's front camera is actually very good.
Very.
Yeah, and this is basically on what I remember lah. I could be wrong. So I'm going to say picture number 1 is Xiaomi. Picture number 2, that is the Pura. Okay, and then of course picture number 3 is S25. So let's reveal the answer.
My secret would be I didn't look at age detection. It was purely.
Oh my
color
god, I was
signs.
right. All 3 again.
All color signs.
Yay!
You see how different that is from the previous picture?
Okay.
If you look at the Xiaomi, right?
Yeah.
Look at the previous picture and how the color sign shifted.
Yeah, so
Portrait.
that's the difference when it comes to...
So I got tricked again.
It was not me, your side. I swear to God, I didn't see the results beforehand.
If you look at the previous, if you can flip to the previous.
So, okay, my giveaway on this is the fact that I knew that the age detection for Xiaomi phones, even Poco, under the same company, it has been always very good compared to a lot of phones, even flagship phones. The Huawei Pura 80 Ultra, again, the front camera is not the best. Luckily, side had the hair going up like curry puff at the back. But I had to say that because their age detection was horrendous, that's why I guessed it was the Ultra.
Okay.
And then the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, because of the age detection, was decent. Because this can be quite a hit or miss. Usually their selfie photos are okay. Can you tell me why did you not choose the Xiaomi? I mean, yours, yeah, you said the first one is S25.
Like I said, I judged it purely on color signs and not the age detection.
Okay, got it.
Because they're all not great.
Yeah.
But I felt that this was similar to the previous.
All right. Okay, so
one,
so currently, let me just check your points. You got the Pura correct.
Yeah.
So which means that
Pura is very consistent here.
Yeah, the Pura, the front camera is very consistent over here. Okay, let's look at the next picture then.
Ooh.
Oh my God!
It's so similar.
So what happened? Well, shout out to the dog there for being our
Shout out
model.
to Syed for tricking us again.
That's nice. Okay,
Wow.
you can start with your guess first, Abang.
This is so hard.
Picture 3.
Pura first.
Okay.
Pura 80 first.
Picture 3. 1 is...
Second Xiaomi and third Samsung.
Okay, hold on. Let me just type this over here. Second is...
Again-
Second is?
Second is Second is Xiaomi.
Second is
Again, purely on color signs.
Xiaomi, and then...
Hopefully they're consistent this
That is,
time.
of course, S25. Okay. I need time. Let me just put here. Adam, picture 3. Yeah. So, wow, this is a tough one.
It is very tough.
I'm gonna say that the middle one is the Xiaomi. Okay. Which is what exactly you said,
I
right?
am
Okay.
quite confident of that.
Yeah. So, picture 1 is probably the. Picture 1 is probably the Pura. I'm with you, correct?
Same answer.
Picture 2 is Xiaomi, and then 3 is the S25 because of the saturated. Like
Yes.
Sandiano is a bit more brown, right?
Yes.
So probably we can look into
Syed,
that.
I hope you
Syed-
have not tricked us.
Yeah, let's see. And the answer is.
Drum roll.
Oh my God.
Oh shit, we got it the other
We
way
got
around.
it the other way around. That's interesting though.
How is the Samsung so much warmer?
I mean, I know that recently the rear cameras for Samsung phones have been less saturated as before, but I didn't think that the Pura would saturate that much and to turn it a bit more brown.
Do you know what kind of threw me off.
Which?
Look at the foreground.
Yeah.
That's warmer, right?
Yeah.
But the top is cooler. So this is warmer and this is cooler.
Ooh.
So that threw me off because I saw that and I thought that was okay. That's Samsung.
Well, that's interesting. So we both got
Tricked us again.
We both got Xiaomi correct because it's the most natural.
I hate this test.
I like it because you know what? It shows that there is that sort of a color science that we, and I'm sure the audience can already kind of see, which is good. Okay, let's go into the next picture then. Picture.
I'm sure this is ooh.
This is picture 4, right?
Wow, that's.
Oh, this looks like a portrait mode, but it's quite. Okay.
Wow,
You can start first, Abang.
I think I'm gonna get all wrong. This one.
So picture 1 is.
I'm gonna say first one Pura. Second would be the S25, and the final one would be Xiaomi.
Then the final one is Xiaomi.
This is completely off. It's like it's using a filter.
Which?
The first one,
Oh.
doesn't it? It looks completely saturated and is not accurate at all.
So because of that, oh yeah, I'm going to say that is the Pura because the Pura's
Yeah.
the Pura's portrait is not the best. The middle one I would say it's Xiaomi. Did you say the same thing? Oh, you know,
No.
you said the middle one is S25.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the S25 on the right. So which means that the first one is
Interesting.
Pura, correct?
Interesting.
And then the second one, I would say that is a Xiaomi because of the more natural on you see the Joker's colors.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a bit more over sharpened. So I could be wrong or I could be right.
I think the details and the sharpness, they're all quite similar.
And then number 3,
Although
I
the
would
Pura is
say
overdone
is the
a bit.
S25.
Maybe-
Okay,
maybe
drum
more
roll.
than
Let's check out the answers. So it looks like you've got all correct. So yeah, so
You see, I'm like an LLM. You're gonna feed me data. So if you feed me more data, I'll get it more. I'll get more accurate.
that's a very good point. So you got all 3 correct. Tell me about why you thought that the Xiaomi 15 Ultra was on the right when it looks a bit more. You see,
It's
Joker's the pocket, right? What's that called again? The suit when he went at pocket thing. Yeah, so it's a
handkerchief.
bit more like saturated there. That's why I thought that was the S25 Ultra.
Right. So overall, the clue for me for S25, it's always a tad warmer, and the Xiaomi with the Leica color science is slightly desaturated in a sense. If you look at it overall, there is a slight
Okay.
warmth in the Joker's face. If
Okay.
you look at the S25,
Okay.
yeah. This one's
Okay.
completely off. I don't know what science they're using. Probably some alien technology.
Yeah, so, and say this was portrait mode, right? No, it was not portrait mode. I thought it was portrait mode. It's like,
Doesn't look like portrait mode to me.
oh, I thought it's portrait mode. But then again, each of them has a very huge sense.
Honestly, these two are so similar.
Yeah, it is. Even the focal length
It's
is
very
really
good. It's very similar. Look at the wall.
Yeah.
It's almost identical. So
But I'm trying to understand why is it like pixelated on top. What is that? Probably the shelf or something. Okay, let's
like
go
a
into the
reflection.
next picture.
I think outdoors would be hard.
Yeah. So the next picture, picture 5, if I'm not mistaken. Wow.
Okay, I know the answer.
Okay, go. Number 1 is what?
First is Pura.
Okay, first is Pura.
Second is Galaxy.
Second is S25.
and the last one is Xiaomi.
Third is Xiaomi. Okay.
I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm getting quicker at this though.
Yeah, you are. We must also take account of the focal length.
Yes.
Uh,
All pretty similar.
I
think the main camera is pretty
first
similar.
one is S25
Ooh.
instead. Because
I think you're wrong.
okay, because it's wider. Then again, I don't know whether it is wider than the Pura, but it seems like a picture that I would take on a Samsung White might look like that. Also the blue. The blue is lion macam punya blue. So I'm going to say number 1 is S25. The second one would be the Pura. And then the third one would be the Xiaomi, because they don't saturate as much and it looks a bit more real.
More real.
So let's see
True to
whether
life.
I am correct. Let's see the answer.
I win again.
Nani? Pura S25. Wow, good job. Wow, so it looks like I am slowly being behind. So, did you know that the focal length was wider on a Pura?
Looks slightly wider. It looks slightly, very slight.
Okay.
What is it? 2023?
I forgot. Was this shot in the ultra wide or the main lens? Ultra wide. So side says ultra wide. So
23. Is it?
Interesting.
No, it shouldn't be 23.
But
It should be
both
what,
of us guessed
16?
but both of us guessed the Xiaomi one correct. I just got
I think Xiaomi is very consistent here. We already know.
It's nice, I'm actually very happy to know that Xiaomi is pretty consistent, which means that when
you did the video on
Yeah.
on the Xiaomi, I was completely impressed with all the images. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Of course, you have Spain and the Spain.
Yeah, I
skies
know.
to-
So that's the thing. When I came back to Malaysia, I felt like the cameras were okay, but it wasn't as great as when I was in Barcelona because of the fact that everything looks nice and vibrant in Barcelona. But
skies are blue.
But it's nice that we kind of already know the colors. I feel I still would argue to say that I still think that the first picture is the S25 Ultra because of how blue the skies are. But yeah.
But if you notice how much the Pura pushes the blacks.
Correct.
You lose that dynamic range. It's
Yeah.
just one tone of black, and you see that.
Yeah.
And it was apparent in the Joker picture as well.
Okay, got it.
How
Okay.
it pushes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'll probably be easier the next round.
Hopefully. So let's go into the next picture. I think this is pic number Vernon, pic 6. Okay, go.
Ooh, ultra zoom. Okay.
Oh, I like this. So this is
Not all of them do 100x, right? All of them do 100x.
Oh, so that's why he did that. That's interesting. I didn't know he's going to do something like this. So I guess this is like a one answer thing, which is quite interesting. So pick number 6 would be one answer. Based on the zoom, Abang, what do you think is the right one?
I wish it was all side to side. Because then I'll be able to tell. Because
correct.
now I can.
So that's why this is like another trick question. Lah.
I think this is a Xiaomi. I think. I know the Xiaomi is going to lose in 100x to probably the Samsung. But overall, color science, details, blacks.
I know that Pura does very well when it comes to zoom tests. I tried on Burj Khalifa between that and the Xiaomi. So this could be either a Samsung or a Xiaomi, like what exactly you said. I don't know whether this is cheating, but can you go back?
That is cheating.
Okay, no. Abang said cheating, so better not. Because I'm trying to understand the blacks.
Yeah.
Because earlier you did mention that the blacks is not so visible on the Samsung. I mean, no, not so visible on the Pura. So
Because it oversaturates.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna follow you and say that it is the Pura. So let's see whether.
No, I said it was this.
Oh, you said
Xiaomi.
Oh, you said Xiaomi.
Yeah, Xiaomi.
I'm gonna follow you and say that it's a Xiaomi because the blacks is quite real. So before you change side, let's just put here. Pick 6 is Xiaomi as well. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Oh my God!
It was close. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
it's
would have
either
said that.
or,
as well.
right?
Yeah.
But
Without seeing the
I'm
next
surprised that 100 times
100x.
was like that because when I was in the US again, because
Should be
maybe it
sharper,
looks, yeah, it's supposed to be sharper. I was so close by using the S20.
We were tricked again.
We were tricked again, so we didn't get it as well. So good trick question. Pick number 7.
No, it was close. I have to admit.
Pick number 7. Let's go and see ultra zoom. So that's interesting.
It's easy. Pura. I don't even have to look all the pictures. I just saw one
agree.
picture. No.
But why does it make it so
I don't know
blue?
why it does this. It's too much. It just oversat.
Dark though. Yeah, because of that shadows. Because of the shadows, this is definitely a Pura. So I have to agree with you.
Is there like an AI mode where you can turn off, or
I think there is.
maybe if we try turning it off, it might.
But it's fine. I mean, this is like out of the camera. Like people just buy the phone and then they kind of just go with that.
terrible.
It is sharp.
Yeah, it is sharp.
sharper.
It is sharp.
But the blacks are totally crushed. So I think it's the biggest giveaway when it comes to this. So it's a Pura. So let's open up and see whether is that the correct answer. There you go. So correct.
We're experts on the Pura now.
Yes, exactly. So that's the thing, right? It also shows that if we didn't do this comparison, we wouldn't have known how much of a color profile each one does. So at least like for certain situations, it makes everybody who's watching to know that, the Pura likes to crush the blacks a bit more, which makes the blacks actual black. So it's like OLED versus LED.
Correct.
You get what I mean?
But although, in general, it's also quite subjective, right? Some people may want a bit more oversaturation.
Yep.
And, more vibrant colors are better.
Like when we do
at
our
least they perceive
videos, I
better.
always tell Lihud to bring down and to make the blacks a bit darker to have a nice contrast. So for video, I would color grade maybe a bit like this, or I would just bring up the highlights because it is a little dark.
And to be honest, some people will say this is awesome, this is great.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty subjective when it comes to that. All right.
But you know what would have been interesting if the 3 cameras were in one frame.
We can do that in the future. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
At least from there, we can kind of know an idea. But at the same time,
it will give us
easier
more clues for us to kind of.
But I'm okay with
figure
this
out.
because it also makes it harder for us to typically guess because we kind of already know, so this is it. So now, that's why I couldn't cheat and go back.
I have to admit, it's completely blind test for me. Because I have zero experience with these cameras.
Exactly.
You have an advantage because you have taken photos and stuff. So
nice.
I'm just guessing. I'm just learning along.
Which is good. Okay, let's go into pick number 8.
Oh, we know already.
Yeah, we already know, I guess, because we already know the other two.
Because I didn't see this one. If I saw this one,
so here's the truth. The Xiaomi.
That's bad.
I know.
How
So
come?
when we did the smartphone comparison test for the Burj Khalifa, a lot of people say that it was. We purposely, intentionally shaked, but it's not. The 100 times zoom for the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is not very good.
Was it handheld or was it on
It's
tripod?
handheld.
Okay.
Yeah, so the thing is, like I said, is a situation whereby people just use the phone. So I guess this is the answer where both me and Vernon will be saying. So that is the definite, obvious answer.
Yeah.
So let's pick number 9, which is Xiaomi.
Very consistent.
Yeah, very consistent in terms of how it is. And I know that they are not so good when it comes to their zoom as well.
But
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
who zooms to 100x?
Okay, got it.
Definitely not
I believe this is the last one, correct side? Oh no, there's 4 more.
4 more, wow.
So why do I get it? Okay, never mind. Let's just keep on going then. Okay, the next one.
Probably a macro shot. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Again, this is quite different. I might get this wrong actually. Why is the sky so different?
It's totally different. Holy God.
And that focal length is different.
Oh, this is a hard one. I'll just type it here.
I'm just going to say the first is a Xiaomi. No, the first is the Pura. Wait. I'm changing my mind.
Change your mind. It's okay. Don't worry. We got time.
You mean this is all the same phone? Ah, okay.
Oh, okay. I thought it's different phones. Okay, got it. Okay, so it's all the same
But
phones.
different
yeah?
cameras?
Yeah, different. So it's like 1 time zoom, 2 time zoom, 3 time zoom.
Ah. Again, without seeing the others.
Yeah. It's good. It makes it harder.
I think it's a Samsung S25.
Samsung's dynamic range is actually quite good. And the dynamic range for the 3 time zoom looks very disappointing. So, but then there's a color shift. Look at 1 time zoom and 2 time zoom and 3 time zoom.
The
on
shift
his
is quite amazing.
On his t-shirt especially. Like his t-shirt.
Maybe because it has to do with the sky, because that one, there's a lot of
Yeah.
cloud.
So you were saying that this is the Pura.
No,
right?
S25.
Oh, S25, sorry. Sorry. It's hard.
I'm basing this on the first ever picture.
So you're saying that this is the S25. Hold on, let me just, it's not easy to do this and also, okay, S25 and then
Which I got wrong
said,
in the first one.
oh God. Why am I taking so long to think about this? Crush Blacks. You say S25. I'm going to say this is the Pura,
Okay.
not the S25. Okay, let's see the answer. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Both of us got
Okay,
wrong.
this one throws me off
It did.
completely. This threw me off. Wow, means the wide angle is
Yeah.
quite crappy.
Yeah, wow. But why does a 3x zoom look so horrendous? Well, guys, we all know now how the Xiaomi 15 Ultra
Okay.
performs. Not the best. Color shift was horrendous. I didn't know that the
Yeah.
Xiaomi 15 Ultra's color shift between, like that is black. The first one is black. The other two is like blue, and then this like in between. Okay, that's interesting. Let's move on to the next one then. Oh,
Pura.
okay.
Easy.
Because you said it's the Pura, I purposely want to say the Samsung just for the sake
Oh, really?
of yeah.
Okay,
So
okay,
you said
okay.
Pura, and
I don't think Samsung does this anymore. Maybe in the early days.
no, like, I'll stick to say that it's Samsung.
Okay.
Okay, let's get the answer. Okay, good job.
You might have said potato and it will be correct.
Yes. Yeah. I wanted to say Pura, but at the same time, I just wanted
Yeah,
to
okay.
prove myself
Give
wrong
me
kind of
chance
thing.
lah.
No. Also, I just feel like I feel like the idea of the and the color shift is
Look
so
at how different these three are.
yeah.
At least the Xiaomi was the two were quite similar.
Yeah.
This is completely off.
Yeah.
Work needs to be done, Huawei.
Yep. Correct. It's quite interesting on this. Okay, how many more? 2 more, right? How many more pictures? Still 4 more pictures. That's a lot. It's like almost 32 minutes. Okay, let's move forward very quickly. Yeah.
This is a Samsung.
Yeah, I guess this is
Yeah,
the answer.
'cause
The
that's
answer
what's
is
left,
already
right?
Samsung. Yeah. So S25, and I have no choice to go with the S25 as well. So I guess that is the answer.
Surprising as well.
Okay. Next. Oh. Okay. Vernon.
Pura.
Okay. The Vernon says it's the Pura. Wow. Wasting time. I'm going to say the S25. Okay, let's see the answer. Pura, good job. Next. Okay.
Xiaomi.
Yeah, this looks like a Xiaomi. This definitely is a Xiaomi. This one I cannot bluff. Okay, let's
You
see. Is
might
that
be wrong.
correct?
Knew it.
Oh no! Which I'm sure the last one is the same one, right?
Yeah.
So we got
Yeah.
that wrong as well.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm very surprised at this.
Oh god,
Look at-
that really looks very ugly.
Look at this bit.
Okay, so obviously we already know this answer.
Okay.
And I said 10 pictures, not there's so many pictures. Come, let's go. It's already quite long. Let's go into. Oh, it's done.
Is that
Oh, it's done. Okay. So now I thought we had more. Okay. So now
Results.
based on
Wow.
so y'all can see the highlights here,
Oh, the
right? So you
tally.
can kind of know whether or not. Now I might be wrong because trying to look through and this. So if we look at the total scores, so Vernon's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 correct. I might be wrong. Like I said, for me, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I think I've got 11 only. So, which means that the
Wow.
winner for the blind smartphone test is Vernon. Fantastic, good job. Yeah.
Yes.
See, it's a
Lucky.
disadvantage also for me because I tried so many phones that I can't even know which is which.
No,
Anyway,
but
yeah.
I mean, I admit it was quite tricky.
Yeah, it is quite tricky, and we would love to know how you guys did it as well in the comment section below.
Also, tell us which is your favorite camera.
That's a
Based
very good
on
point.
based on photos.
Yeah.
Because again, we talked about preference, and I think different people have different preference. People may not like the Leica thing, which is a bit desaturated. So
And I like the fact that majority of the pictures Sai took was indoors because whenever I do smartphone reviews, it's always outdoors, whether it's night shot, and we need to also, I think, mix and match to do a bit more.
you know what
indoor
would
shots.
have been interesting to have a macro.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we've never done macro, right?
yeah.
And we love
Maybe in the
macro
future.
cameras.
Yeah, we love macro cameras. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. So the next thing that we're going to be talking about is our reaction. We'll start with you with iOS 26 and iPadOS 26. Now, of course, macOS and all has their own updates as well, but we use these two devices most of the time when we move around.
Yeah.
Yes, we do use our Macs so much, but I just felt like we want to just highlight on these two first. So let's start off with your reactions on the public beta on iOS 26.
I think before that, I also want to talk about when the initial impressions of iOS 26 dev beta,
Yeah.
when it first out. I mean, literally broke the internet, right? It made the internet, put it in a frenzy, and people hated it, I think, a lot. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people hated it. It was very negative. I think the feedback was it's unnecessarily complex, and there was legibility issues, which I thought, I found as well. Initially, when it first came out, it was distracting in a way, how it overlays and stuff like that. But now that you've cut through the noise, and now that the dust is kind of settled, and we're in, I mean, as far as Dev 4 was concerned, I thought it was like super stable. It was very efficient already. It looks great. And now with public beta, where the public can actually try it, I think it's a very polished, very stable OS, even though it's not the official release. And I find public beta faster, much slicker, and I think Liquid Glass is, if there was one word to describe it, I think it's delightful. And the core idea of Liquid Glass was to delight and to be intuitive and prepare us for the future, like we mentioned before, right? We talked about how Apple's really preparing us for the future where any surface can be touch friendly. And there are a lot of little things about iOS 26 as well, iPadOS 26, but I think Liquid Glass as a base, I think it's beautiful. Is a joy to use. I mean, initially I was very skeptical. Is this too fussy? Is this doing too much? But once that has cleared, I think I see why it matters. I see the details. I see the effort that's been put into iOS as well, the other 26 iterations. And it's definitely very usable every day. I love it. There's a big change, especially to the camera app. And I know inherently humans are very lazy. We don't like to learn new things. And it's definitely something new to learn because the interface is completely different.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of hidden features as well as settings that you need to access. But very nice to use. Got to train your muscle memory again on how to use the camera app. But I think judging from public beta, I think iOS and the rest of the OS are in a good place. And it sets the tone, sets the foundation for OSs to the future. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Of course, not everything is good, but
Yeah,
let's talk about the good points first.
I like the direction that they went with Liquid Glass. We had these conversations about how it was very similar for people to follow from the Apple Vision Pro. Yeah. And also, I love your quote about how, in the future we may see interfaces on screens, on the glass, on panels, like on the fridge. So imagine like like you have like your head-up display on cars. Imagine it's going to be on the windscreen itself. So I like it. I have no problems with it. The moment they released it, I like it, and I've installed it in my iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is not my main phone. But even when you swipe from the home screen, like when you just unlock the Villa, it's like the way how it just bounces off. Small little detail like this is something that I truly appreciate.
Amazing details. Yeah.
And when you scroll down the notification menu, right, you just see how it reflects. It's like look. It has that very nice reflection, and it really interacts with the background. Yeah. Now, what I've heard is that while the developer beta was out, Apple kind of scaled back on the liquid glass-ism.
They were kind of testing different...
but then thankfully they brought this back again, because I would love to see this as well. Yeah. That is one of the biggest things, and I like it. I never tried this on the Apple CarPlay yet, because it's still not my main phone, but Lihood has tested it and he said that it looks really nice. It gives a whole new look. Yeah. Again, this is the future of user interfaces.
It's training us to kind of deal with refractions and stuff like that. Things in the background, how it overlays, the kind of stuff.
Although some people may say that the differentiating factor was not so much different, right? Compared to, for example, like One UI for Samsung, their generation to generation updates, you can see sometimes a drastic change.
True.
Especially for the menu system and all. Apple has not done that. The reason being is because what you exactly just said, if the change is too much, people will get overwhelmed, and they might...
And they were, demonstrated.
Already was overwhelmed. So I feel it's okay. As a tech nerd, it would be nicer that there's some slight tweak here and there. But there are tweaks on other things. Like, for example, there's the spatial scenes, which we just tried. Yeah. I tried it on Luna. You tried it on your wife.
Cool.
Which is nice. Whereby, in case you all did not know, is that at the corner of the screen, you need to take any picture. It needs to be on a portrait mode. And then at the top end, you have this spatial screen, they call it. So you just have to toggle it. So right now, if you see, as long as it's on a portrait mode, you just toggle it there. And then it comes out to spatial scene, not screen.
Some AI magic happens in the background.
You all can't see this, but it gives that nice 3D look. Yeah. Only works with the portrait mode. It's not like a mind-blowing feature or anything, but it's nice. It's there. The other thing is, of course, the camera app. Now, they made it so much more simpler. Now, if you go into the photo and video mode, it's just down at the bottom, which is nice because now you can kind of immediately switch. So people who are not so camera savvy or they don't want that full controls, having the menu system here is nice. And on video, you can immediately go at the top to get all settings. Of this. This is lovely. I love this. So for us who, especially for me, I record a lot on ProRes log. So you can always change it accordingly, and it is very fast instead of diving into the settings. So I feel like this camera app has a good balance of being customizable when you want it, or if you don't
as simple as usual.
Exactly. So this has to be the best camera layout I've seen on any smartphone thus far. The Messages app also has some changes here and there, but I believe you and I, we don't really use Messages much. But yeah, there is the typing indicators, which is something that WhatsApp and Telegram has always had. There's also live translation directly, which is available on Galaxy AI, not on any other phone. So it's nice that Apple's also done that. But my question to you is that the Games app, did you ever use it, or do you know anyone who find it helpful?
Games are only on my iPad.
Ooh, okay. So since we're going to talk about the iPad next, so let's
there's
go
not
into that.
Yeah, there's not a lot to talk about. The Games app is just encompasses all the gaming aspects into it, like leaderboard and type of games that you want to play. And stuff
what games do you play on the iPad?
I used to play. I don't play anymore, but I used to play Pro Evolution Soccer. I used to play some racing games, some simulators. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. So from a change perspective on iPadOS 26, because a lot of people say, including when it was first announced, I haven't tried it yet, but I believe you have tried it. Is this the best change that iPad has ever had?
Yep, I think it's the biggest change that the iPad OS ever had, and it brings us much closer to a touchscreen Mac.
Yeah,
and it really breathes new life to my iPad Pro. This is a 2018. It's really old, but I do use it for work, and I bring it around. And the first thing I did was install Dev Beta 1. I'm not sure if that was a good move.
Why?
Because this is like my a work machine.
Oh,
I'd say.
it's still your main device. Like you don't
It's not not my main device, but whenever I don't feel like bringing out my MacBook Pro, I'll bring an iPad. But Dev 1 was very slow, it was very clunky, very glitchy, but that was expected, right? But then up to Beta 4, such an amazing device. I love the new windowing.
Yeah,
That's
so talk
on
to
the
us about
iPadOS.
that. I wanted to ask about that.
You basically, it's very Mac-like, where you can overlay windows and resize windows and stuff. Number 2, I think they've improved Finder a lot. So the Finder is like very Mac-like.
Like Spotlight. I read that.
And Spotlight is another one that they want to talk about. Yeah.
But speaking, before you go into that, I want to go back into the windowing system. One person commented when I released a reel about what's new on iPadOS 26, and they go like, "Oh, we could always do it previously." Can you tell people what is the difference between the previous windowing system and the current one, and how is it different?
I think it was different because it was limited in terms of how many windows you can kind of put it side by side,
Absolutely.
right? It locks into place in a certain structure. But now it literally is like a Mac desktop environment where you can just overlay as many windows as you want. Obviously, it gets messy, but you have that flexibility of doing that. And I like that a lot. Yeah.
Then the Files app also has like a new list view. Looks very close to a Mac.
Very, very Mac-like. You also have your traffic light buttons on the top, and you even have a file menu when you need to access it, which is great. It literally is like a Mac. I find it very, very useful. I really like it. Also, they changed the cursor, so it's no longer a little blob. It's like an actual mouse cursor, which is more accurate. And it also enables you to kind of use your mouse more if you need to.
So this cursor, the blob thing is like completely gone.
It's gone.
Cannot change it in the settings.
Not that I know of. Probably you can in your accessibility menu.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and then there's, I'm not sure whether or not you have that video editing on the iPad, but the background tasks is something whereby you can also do in the brand new iPadOS 26. Have you tried something like that?
I haven't tried. I don't have like Final Cut or something that's on the iPad Pro, but you can render in the background as you do other tasks, which I think, thanks to the hardware that's available, is powerful enough to do that, and it's a big time saver, I feel, for the pros.
Okay, so that is our coverage specifically when it comes to the iPadOS 26 and also iOS 26. Now, if you want us to touch on the other public betas, let us know in the comment section below. Probably if you want to see what's new on the watchOS or even tvOS, let us know, and then we can give our exact thoughts and what we feel. Overall, I can say that it is a very good change. It has been quite great. I've been using it for several days since the public beta is out. But like I mentioned at the earlier of this video, that try to make sure that you use it on a second device. Don't be like Vernon to just use it one shot, because you might have
I'm brave.
You might have certain apps because I think Lee Hood mentioned that I think it was UOB, which does not work properly. Yeah, so
it's very application specific.
Yeah, it is very application, and it's not Apple's fault. It is the developer. The developer has to make sure that it fits within new. So I think the biggest work is actually done by the developers among all of us. We are just using it, and hence why whenever people do comments on the developer beta, it really mind boggles me, because dude, you're not developer, but you have all the say in the world, like as though it matters for you, because it's not
all for
called
content.
developer beta for simply, like it is a reason why they call it developer beta, because it's for developers, not for people who want to simply. I think Apple should just limit the developer beta for people who only would use it for certain scenarios. I think that way it will be a bit more better and a bit more controlled, so that because now anything can go viral, which is a bit also annoying. So that would be for our reaction segment. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is the tech news roundup, and the first thing would be the Vivo X5 Fold, finally released in Malaysia, trying to rival the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Now, when it comes to the overall specs, it is a thin and a light device. It is not the thinnest in the world, but it is very similar to how you see in the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. But the biggest factor or the biggest head turning point is the fact that it's going for only 6,999 ringgit.
Very good price.
Which 16 gigabytes of RAM with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage, compared to the Galaxy Z Fold 7, which even the baseline 12 plus 256 is 7799.
Yep.
So if you're looking at the 12512 or the 16 1 terabyte is even so much more. So what are your thoughts? And if you are in Vivo's position, how would you make people want to use this particular fold?
I think one strategy was to undercut the competition, and they've done that with the pricing.
Good point.
Specs wise, I think it's very similar to what is being offered by the competition. So I feel again is a bit like the Android game where you try to match spec by spec to the competition, and they've done that. Whether it's true, whether it's lighter or thinner or better cameras.
Yeah.
The surprising thing is with the CPU,
Yeah.
which is a 8 Gen 3,
Yeah.
which
So
I was a bit surprised. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a cost-cutting thing.
That's probably how they managed to cut the cost,
Yeah,
right?
but it looks like it's a photography powerhouse with
Size cameras.
the Zeiss cameras, 50 megapixels, triple camera array. Looks very good. And it's a carbon fiber hinge, which is also nice for durability. Yeah. Overall, I think a very compelling buy, also based on the price.
Yeah, correct.
It's undercutting by $1,000, so that's
quite a lot. We can argue that it has. I mean, I agree with you in terms of the specs when it comes to the thin form factor and all. It's definitely within the same. But from a camera specs, Samsung's has the 200 megapixel main camera. And when it comes to the Snapdragon chipset, it's a Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy,
Correct.
which is even faster and more powerful.
Yep.
And of course, where the Vivo wins in this situation is the fact that the IP rating. So the IP rating can actually go in water as opposed to Samsung, which is not very, very advisable, of course. Now, I asked you from Vivo's perspective, but what if you are Samsung? Would you be worried about the Vivo X Fold 5 with this kind of price factor and what they offer to Malaysians specifically?
I would say no, purely from like a branding perspective. And again, I think we talked about this before, that in terms of consumers and making a decision on buying tech, it's a very personal preference. So if Samsung resonates with you as a brand and you trust that brand, you're much likely to continue going with the brand and buying the Fold 7.
Yeah.
But Vivo's thing here is to make it compelling enough to try and get you to switch. So I think from Samsung's perspective, I think they have enough of the breadth of products to be able to not be so worried. Yeah. And they have a couple of other foldables as well.
Yeah. I think we've said this a million times. The other factor is the fact that we need to look at the software perspective of
Correct.
things. Vivo has this thing called Origin OS, not Origin OS, the Origin Workbench. So Vivo has this Origin Workbench whereby you can put a bunch of apps, up to 5 apps, almost very similar to the Stage Manager. They also got a quick button, which surprisingly the interface looks exactly like iPhone's action button. I'm not kidding.
Oh, really?
It looks exactly the same.
Are we surprised? No.
Yeah, but based on the rumors though, when Syed was writing some articles based on the rumors and stuff, they were supposed to have a bit more Apple-centric software features, which did not come.
You mean like an Oppo where you...
Yeah, but for some strange reason, it did not come. So the Oppo Find N5 had the ability to do like your AirDrop and all. It did not come over here. So it does come down to the software and the overall experience.
Do you think that will come through OTA updates?
I doubt it, because that is a big feature, right? And if they wanted it to be out, they should give it as launch. That way they can really increase their reach. If you can say, oh, by the way, now it comes with this, I don't think they're going to do a Pixel by doing something like that. I might be wrong, but that is the case. Speaking of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, our review on that is also going to be from how you can, whether or not you can replace your laptop to the Z Fold 7. So that is the challenge that we plan to do, because with such a small form factor like that, the next step for a foldable, not a flip, would be whether or not it can do video editing, it can do everything. So I literally bought Luma Fusion for 129 ringgit, guys, because I wanted to test that factor, whether or not it's possible. So stay tuned for my in-depth review of
But that's, I guess that's the draw of the foldables, right? Especially the fold form factor, where it's a workstation.
Yeah.
And whether that can replace your laptop or your tablet as a work device.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, the next one would be, last week we were talking about how the S series lineup, they're going to remove the regular S25. Oh no, they're going to remove the S25 Plus. But the latest news is that these are the new lineup, the S26 Pro, the Edge, who asked for this phone, and the Ultra models. What are your reaction to this new rumor right now?
I don't know, it's a rumor, right? But it makes more sense to remove the S Plus than to remove the regular S26.
I totally agree.
It's a very weird move, and I guess if it's done at all, it's really just a position change. And I mean, if the Pro branding sells more phones, then why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, I can see the clickbait headlines already. Samsung kills the S27 or S26.
Yeah. Exactly. That could be the main thing.
Yeah. But it's really odd to remove the standard one.
Yeah, because
it makes more sense for me to remove the S26 Edge.
I agree.
Because
I fully agree with you.
I always feel that the Edge is an oddball, and it's a very transitional model it's not going to last for very long.
It's going to go away. With you. Yes.
It's going to go away in 1-2 generations.
There's a reason why they didn't sell it worldwide, because for all you know, they themselves was not confident whether or not they can sell it, right? And the base S25 is a very good phone.
Yep.
We did a comparison directly with the Nothing Phone 3.
No doubt.
We also did a video whereby I switched from the Ultra to the S25. And 90% of the time, you can actually do whatever, because it's still using the Snapdragon highest chipset, which is the flagship chipset of Snapdragon 8 Elite. So I feel like the S26 should stay. Get rid of the Edge. Nobody wants that. But then we might be wrong, though. We just have to wait and see, I guess.
No, I feel it's transitional, like I said. But it's transitional because in terms of form factor, because I anticipate the devices are going to be thinner and thinner. So based on the S25 Edge, the S26 is going to be as thin, if not thinner, than the S25.
Yeah.
And then across the board is going to be just thin. And you won't need the Edge nomenclature anymore.
I think things will change when they start adapting or adopting the
silicon carbon
battery. That's where things will change drastically. For now, I think this is more like, we're just going to put it over there. So maybe that could happen in the future folds or even the future S27 per se. The final news is that, give us the lowdown on how Australia is planning to ban YouTube under 16 years old. Now, prior to this, they said, YouTube is not included, because some find it very useful. For us, it's very educational compared to the TikToks of the world. But what are your thoughts about them going back again and say that YouTube is part of the list for under 16?
I mean, the argument is that, firstly, it's a groundbreaking new ruling that bans social media for anyone under 16, right? So no individuals under 16 can hold a social media account, which is good. It doesn't stop them from consuming, obviously. They can always go to YouTube and still watch videos. But I think this overturns a previous exemption for YouTube. So YouTube fought over that. I think the question here is YouTube a video platform or is it a social media platform? What do you think?
I think
in my definition.
What is your definition?
It's not a social media platform.
Totally
it's a
agree.
video sharing platform, and first and foremost, that was it. And I know different platforms often integrate certain levels of social media kind of elements to it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't qualify as a social media platform.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, when we walk in the shopping centers and all, we do see kids watching YouTube for kids. I don't know whether YouTube Kids is part of this, but there is a separate platform altogether. But YouTube is so accessible to a point whereby, like, even if you're banned, you're banning their account. Like, they can always take their parents' phone and go on YouTube anyway. So.
That's true. But I think it's important to know the rationale behind the ban. I think the Internet Watchdog in Australia, it's called E-Safety Commissioner, what a name. They ran a survey that resulted in where it revealed 37% of minors are reportedly exposed to harmful content on YouTube. But does this warrant a blanket ban? I don't think so. In my opinion, you can create tools and certain filters to kind of filter, content that's not accessible to these minors and protect them, right? Better than a blanket ban that doesn't benefit anyone. Like you said, there are elements of YouTube and there are content that are beneficial to everyone, not just kids. Yeah.
Speaking of the banning of certain words, just yesterday the news came about that moving forward, you won't get demonetized if you use the F word.
What, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. We're all grown-ups here.
Correct. So Australia can look at that and say, oh, that's the reason why I banned it. Because of this, even though the announcement was prior to that.
I doubt that is the case.
Yeah.
But to be lumped together with TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, I think it's a bit of a bad move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, it does not make sense. But let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Whether or not that you feel like YouTube is a social media platform or is it purely a video consumption machine? Because remember, according to the exact results of the survey and the data, is that YouTube TV is more watched than Netflix on a TV platform. So that already says that YouTube is not a social media platform. It is more of a video consumption device or a consumption app.
Yeah, Google is fighting the ban, so it's not going to come into effect until December.
Yeah.
So I'm sure YouTube will
if you
challenge
ask me,
this.
If you want to talk about social media apps, Netflix feels more like a social media app because they're going towards that Netflix games and stuff. So that is a bit more questionable if you ask me, right? Compared to YouTube. YouTube is just like, look, I'm just going to be a YouTube video platform and that's about it. Yeah. But yeah, we would love to know your thoughts about this.
It's a very grey area.
Exactly. I'm going to put you back on stage again for your favorite segment, which is Who Asked for This? There is a reported 2 camera control buttons on the iPhone 17 Pro. I know you have not used any iPhone. Oh, you do have
16.
Yeah,
this is a 15.
That's 15. So you don't use the camera control button.
No.
Even if there is just one camera control, do you find yourself using it? And if yes, for why? If no, why? And do you think 2 will help?
I think for me is again purely muscle memory because we are so used to firing up the app and using touch controls.
Yeah.
Having a physical button actually helps in some scenarios, not all. Right? But having 2 buttons is ridiculous.
Yeah.
What's the other button for?
They already have
because
the action button, right?
because the camera button has what do you call that? Touch controls where you can swipe and control exposure or whatever or zoom. But this apparently shows the iPhone 17 Pro with 2 camera buttons, which is one which is on the corner, top corner. Again, it's a rumor, and apparently it could be a glitch in the photo that they took.
Yeah, could be.
It could just be a reflection. So everyone is like speculating right now.
Yeah.
But to be honest, in my humble opinion, Apple will never do this because it overcomplicates things.
Yep.
And it just spoils the aesthetics of the entire device.
But that's what we thought for the first camera button also. We thought, no way they're going to do it. But it did it.
I was a bit surprised with that, to be honest.
I am surprised. Now, I'll be honest, I did use it for the first few months. a lot of people totally did not use it. I use it for the first few months, like you
And how
selfie and all.
what's your
No, like I
take
used
on
it because the fact that my 16 is here with me. So like it's here, right? Take pictures like selfie, take it like this, and then you
which we used to
take
do
that.
with the volume button.
exactly. Or even if you want to do your
Yeah.
ultra wide selfie and stuff, using the camera button below makes sense. The only thing that I could think for them to put another camera button is because up until now there was the rumors about how if you touch and hold the button it gives you focusing, but it's still
But they
not
could
there.
do that with a
exactly.
camera control as well.
So if that's not the case, you already have the action button, which a lot of people don't use. I use it for Todoist to always immediately come up with a new Todoist form factors. I mean, entry. I use the action button. I use the camera control button, not as much, but I use the action button. So this comes down to who asked for this.
Nobody asked for this.
Yeah, for me, so
And I hope it's not true.
yeah, I hope it's not true too, because it will make it a little more clutter.
Yeah.
In terms of the phone's aesthetics, and I feel like if Apple already knows that a lot of people are not going to be using the camera control anyway, having another button does not solve anything.
No.
The article says about how because when you're on landscape mode, it makes more sense for you to have another one at the top corner. But to me, again, it does not make sense because a lot of people still prefer to see what they see and then they just touch it. Same like how you use for mirrorless cameras anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Community segment. We are so much above time because our blind test became totally blind. The super speed
were blindsided by the
so it'll
blind
be only
test.
10 pictures, but even longer. But anyway, we are going to move
That's
this
fun
very
though.
quickly because we don't like it to be very long anyway. The community segment says which classic phone feature would bring back the modern that you would like to bring back for modern flagships. There's removable battery. There's IR blaster, which Xiaomi phone still has that. So that is very arguable. SD card slot, also some phones still have it. Headphones jack almost eradicated. The vote says removable battery, followed by the SD card slot, and then the headphones jack and the IR blaster. Do you agree with this exact?
No.
Okay, what is your first one?
I don't agree. I personally, headphone jack.
If there's a first one,
Yeah.
you rather have a headphones jack rather than...
If they would bring back a legacy feature, it would be the headphone jack.
Wow.
Because I think there's still a plethora of devices that use the
Okay.
mic jack.
Okay.
And you can just easily plug it in without a converter or adapter.
So your exact way of doing things would be, the highest one would be the headphones jack followed by the removable battery, or the removable battery is something that you don't want?
No.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Do you know why? Because devices now have big batteries. We have rapid charging. We have power banks. And number two, I will not compromise on durability and when you cannot have an IP rating.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's a compromise that I will not have.
Okay.
Yeah, I will not accept that. An SD card, honestly, really in 2025.
I have my thoughts on that. Yeah.
We don't use SD cards.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
In general.
Great.
Nowadays. Yeah. So that's headphone jack. Definitely, I'll bring it back. IR blaster is somewhat useful, but honestly, really no lah.
Yeah.
Everything. If you're talking about smart TVs, it's all Wi-Fi and Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Connected. You don't need
Correct.
an IR blaster. Unless you want to be a prankster and go to stores and use your smartphone to kind of change TV channels. No,
Okay.
like you used to do in the 90s.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so very interesting thoughts. I had never.
Any interesting comments?
For me, before we look into the comments, I just want to give my thoughts. For me, it's a removable battery because I used to do that in my earlier BlackBerry phones, my Nokia phones, even my Note phones.
Yeah,
I
but-
used the Note 2
okay.
because, especially when you're always out, just immediately having no time to wait. There's a pop, pop.
But
I
those
agree
were the
with
days with 500 milliampere hour batteries. Now we have 6,000, 5,000.
Yeah, but it still has that sort of a battery anxiety. And instead of me waiting to charge, I can literally just change.
Swap out.
Just swap it up. I don't care so much about IP rating. That's why.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care.
Wow.
Because I don't use my phone under
I'm surprised.
any like hardcore condition. I do baby my phone because I love my phones, because I decide we never do drop tests in this channel. So IP rating is not a huge deal for me. It is for a lot of people. Like some people like to use their phone in the shower, Syed. But for me, I don't care about IP rating. So whenever an IP rating, whenever we do reviews, IP rating is more like, okay, by the way, you have IP68. Okay, move on.
It is so important for me because
Wow.
it's added protection.
Okay. Because
so if you spill something on it, if you drop it in in the drain or the shower or whatever.
Okay. Then IR Blaster, for me, it has been a little useless, especially because I have a huge smart home ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's within the app anyway, so why do I need an IR Blaster physical one? Does not make sense. The SD card, I want to tell everybody about this. I don't know why people want the SD card. Here's the thing, do you know why they removed it? Simple, because SD cards or the micro SD cards reading speed and the write speed is so much lower than your regular storage within the phone.
Yep.
So it's like, you know why a lot of people complain about why iPhones are very expensive? A lot of people do not know that iPhones uses NVMe storage compared to the UFS storage. No other phones uses NVMe storage. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's based on what I reviewed. So a lot of people say iPhones, why are they expensive and why are they very snappy and fast? Because of the storage. The SD card will only slow down your device. Now, some might argue and say that, oh, I want to take my pictures and I want to put it there. That way I can do more stuff. But when it comes to, if you want to record videos and all, recording it directly to the SD card, you have this huge issue whereby you record and then, hey, where is it?
Buffers, yep.
Not only buffers, you might not even record because of the writing speed. So I think at this point in time in year 2025, there is no faster SD card, micro SD card, which is faster than your own storage. If you want, just use freaking cloud storage because that's the fastest way for you to back up stuff. So I think that part is no. Headphones jack is last for me.
Really?
That's
I'm
why
very
I said-
surprised.
That's why I'm very surprised because
I know there's a plethora of wireless.
I am an
buds and stuff like
audiophile,
that.
but I don't listen to audio on my phone. That's why. I listen to audio on my vinyl, or if I have headphones on, I will just plug it into my Mac with a external sound
But
card.
what about when you're on the go? Because
On the go, I
technically
don't
we're,
mind Bluetooth.
we're talking about mobile, right? So
Yeah. So online, because I need the convenient factor, like just say for example, like when I'm on the go, meaning I'm traveling most of the time.
Yeah.
So for me, headphones jack is like I don't care.
okay,
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yes, I know.
Coming from you.
yes, I know. So that's why I said that's what makes this podcast a bit more interesting. Okay, we're going to go through because we always do this. The Black Digger says that IR Blaster is the man. I don't know why everyone's so hell-bent on removing that thing. So far, only Xiaomi has an IR Blaster. But
What
man,
does he use it for?
he didn't say, but he said that he likes it on the Xiaomi, but he doesn't like the software. So he said, Samsung, please bring it back. So probably you use it like to turn on TV and turn on the AC
right?
and stuff.
Universal control.
Nash Day says that before I said the headphones jack, but before he would say headphones jack, but nowadays he have moved to wireless audio. So he's all like me, and that is not so much of a concern anymore. But expandable storage back, he likes the SD card. Cloud storage is getting more and more expensive. I agree, but with Google giving promotions, like for example, if you buy the the Z Fold 7 and the Z Flip 7, you do get free 2 terabytes of storage for 6 months.
Yep.
So there are different ways. Vernon, you have actually commented, you say
Yes.
headphones jack, so we got your idea. Amir Firdaus, as millennials, I've tasted the privilege of removable battery. I agree. No need to bother for the added weight of power banks and hassle with cables. Just open the back cover. I agree with Amir Firdaus. This is exactly what I
But
meant.
what about the weight of the additional battery
It's
that
so
you bring around?
tiny and small. Like last time, the battery was this size only. Right?
Yeah, exactly 500.
Yeah, and
milliamp.
also even now when you see Zach from Jerry Rigs, everything when he opens up the battery, it's still not very thick. It's still like about this size. You can just put it in like your wallet. It's even thinner than a wallet. So yes, we can have this. I like this banter that we're having. But yeah,
You know that for the headphone jack, what I do is, I mean, there's no headphone jack on the Mac, right? I mean, on the iPhone, right? Or even on my Android. So I use a DAC. I have a DAC,
Yes.
USB-C DAC, plug it into my IEMs,
There
and I
you go.
get CD quality audio.
yeah. So
High-res.
which means you don't need a headphones jack. Or you connect the headphone, not USB-C to headphones jack lah.
No,
Uh,
yeah.
So wait, the DAC that you use, is it a USB-C to headphones jack?
Yes.
Then you don't need a headphones jack. You have the DAC. Correct.
If I had a headphone jack, I wouldn't need a DAC.
But the DAC has the extra power.
Yes, of course.
To make that.
Which is why I bought the DAC.
Yes.
Just a point.
Okay, this is Jay says removable battery. Imagine just swiping the battery on the go. No more waiting around for charge.
That's what you said, yeah.
That's what I said. Pop-up camera. Ooh, pop-up camera. I liked it though. Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi had it for their T series. I liked it. I don't know why it disappeared.
Those are really nice, to be honest.
I liked it, and I like the safety features. There's two safety features in case you all did not know. If you just take the phone and just catch it, it'll automatically close. Number one. Number two is that if you just force close it, it will close by itself.
Remember
I love the pop-up camera.
You know Samsung had the flip camera on the A series?
Oh, the A80. A80.
I like that.
Good
I like
times.
that. Yeah,
I remember I went for a launch
in
Bangkok. I don't know whether you were there. That's the first time I unofficially met
you. I
you.
did go, right?
The one where Blackpink performed.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Hey, wait, no, I didn't go.
No, Alex went. So yeah, Jincha.
No, I didn't go.
Okay. Exploding Heavens, always here. Thank you so much for coming back. IR Blaster is useless if you got Wi-Fi, memory, and jack.
Exactly what I said.
Yeah. Battery degradation is real, so external one gives too much weight. That's what you said. In real life, you will buy a new phone before any of that is needed, though, with 1 terabyte storage and a headphones jack, Sony. Impossible in the fields, but jack USB-C adapter is not much of a hassle. It's very cheap. This one sounds like you. Did you have a second account? I can have one in any room or trousers, if no problem. So there's basically nothing. I think that's exactly what he's trying to say. He's echoing what you're saying.
Our arguments are also very personal. So.
Then we have another comment from ATC Karif, I think. Headphones jack and SD card slot is a must. Not forgetting other feature like charger and free... Not forgetting other feature like having a charger and a free casing in the box. Well, the Huawei Pura 80 Ultra has a case in the box. Hard case somehow. And also there's a 100-watt charger in the box as well. So... it's still something which a lot of companies do, but I agree, like the Samsungs and Apples of the world does not do. Finally, we have Yanidis. I won't buy another phone that's missing a headphones jack or an SD card slot. Fantastic.
So you'll never buy a phone again?
Seems like it. Most phones. So this is a very good question, a very good community segment, but it's a really prolong our podcast. But good job, Syed, on coming up with this amazing question as well. And again, be sure to tune in every Tuesday, Malaysian time, about maybe in the afternoon, where we'll be asking this question for you all to be participating in the community segment and, of course, give your answers, and we can kind of discuss it over here as well. Okay, very quick one. We mentioned that we have already released a Z Flip 7 review on whether or not you should switch if this is your first time going from a regular phone to a foldable phone or a flippable phone for this case. We also did a reel on my nighttime routine. So if you haven't checked it out,
I like that reel
thank you. A lot of
very
people,
interesting.
Some people commented on YouTube, like Instagram, they were fine, but they commented on YouTube and said that I'm not interested on the tech, I'm more interested in the fluffy one. Because we had our cat, Luna, inside. Here's the thing, just to give you a very quick context, everything I said is half the truth. You know why? Because there's a lot more I do.
Right. Your routine is
it's actually more
mind-blowing.
I put on socks, I throw the rubbish, I make sure that I separate the rubbish separately because I'm a recycle freak. And I also have my minyak kappa before I sleep. So
mine is Vicks.
Mine is minyak kappa, the Thai oil. So for me, I it's so much more than that. But a lot of people think that is already extreme. But trust me, it's actually so much more than that.
But, I mean, ultimately, it's good to have a routine before you go to bed.
And then, but the whole idea of not getting notification from 9:30 onwards is the truth. Even when the boys talk on their group chat and stuff in our group chat, I don't answer until the next day. We also did a reel on Wiz, which is the smart home ecosystem from Philips, which is a review that is coming really soon. Coming up, hopefully, we are trying to release it tomorrow, our in-depth review of the Pura 80 Ultra. Using it daily, using the apps, using the battery. How is it that is coming up? Hopefully tomorrow or probably very, very soon, I promise you. And also the Poco F7 review. The base line model and also the Fold that we mentioned as well. Okay, we are so long into the podcast right now, so we like to quickly say thank you so much.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's still the same day. Okay. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Adam Lobo.
And Vernon signing off.
And we will see you guys next week.